Hi all, back with some more Red Storm, Dark Blue Defection, Solo Scenario 2, what's it called again? Good old Uncle Sam. Right, so this is the same day if I'm just recording that part 3. I've actually just uploaded part 2, not that this really matters to anybody that's watching, but part 2's out there. I didn't notice when I was watching it back that I had to add a comment in the header, because it was between part 2 and it was when part 3 came along that I started realising that these Shrike missiles, I had the doubt about them being able to target the infrareds, and posted the question BGG and got some responses to say no, that they couldn't target that, so I've added the wee comment in case, because I noticed it was a bit annoying because we used the movement point with both these flights to climb to medium altitude and then dash throttled them, so it cost them a movement point. So in actual fact they probably could be 1 hex further advanced, because I dropped them back down to low altitude after realising that I couldn't use the Shrikes on the SA-13s. So bit of a shame that. I mean, I could maybe have sort of said, well, let's just say and move them 1 hex further forward, but no, because we did get the partial acquisition there and whatever. So that's fine. I'll just leave it. Learn from my mistakes, hopefully. Yeah. Well. Okay, sequence of play. Let's get started. Because nothing to talk about. I've just put part 2 out just now. I'm sure the likes of John Brown will have a look over it and maybe make some comments, but there's nothing out there just now, so I can just carry on. So random event phase, let's roll 2 dice and we'll see what we get. 14. So 14, where is the table then? Yeah, finding everything again. Well, it's not in the back of that. Have I turned something round here? I think I have. Yeah, it's here. And then the solo ones will be on period 5. That's right. Okay. What did I say? 14. Direction finding. Okay, I don't think we've seen this one before. Just checking. Right, there is a comment on the event instructions, but just before I do get carried away, I should probably just check that 14 is not one of the ones we would ignore. So, good old Uncle Sam. Ignore 5, 11, 14 and 15. Okay, so we're ignoring it, unfortunately. That player chooses one enemy SAM war marker with its radar on and automatically locates it. Oh, that would have been good. But we would roll to see if it's Warsaw Pack or NATO. Yeah, that would have we would have been able to locate that. However, fair enough, it's not happening. Right, jamming phase, right, we know we can skip by that now. Detection phase, roll to detect. Okay, get that chart out and roll. So let's look at our guys first. So this is the Warsaw Pact rolling on the C column to just do a normal detection attempt. We have nothing at deck, I don't believe. No, so no modifiers. Right, sorry, hang on, I need to target somebody first, don't I? Sorry. Right, let's look at... Oh, we've only got one that's undetected. Saint. That's the Falcon. Isn't that? Yeah, F-16. Right, so roll for the F-16. I've rolled 11, which I think is 1 short. That is just 1 short. So no for them. Now down here we've got now he's at low. Now they need to be at deck. Warsaw Pact at deck and rough or mountain, or just even at deck. He's the only one that's at deck and he's detected anyway, so right, let's roll for D, and we're rolling on the D column. No modifiers. 12, that's 1 short as well. I think it's 13 we need now. Yeah, would have been 13. And then up there, is he detected? Yeah, he has detected. So the A flight only rolled a 4. That's annoying. We really wanted to get this guy. We missed it by 1 as well, didn't we? Because he just went undetected there, didn't he? Because I think Cobra could have had a BVR. Well, hang on though. Cobra is going to be within range to do a radar detection attempt, so hopefully, and he's facing the right way, which was rather clever, Grant. Right, so that was standard detection. Visual is still, it's within 4, isn't that? 10.21? Within 4 hexes, yeah, so we're not there yet. And then the next one though is, well, I'm going them in this order. I don't know if you need to do them in this order or not. You've got radar search and EWR. We've no EWR, we do have radar though. So now we can make a check on each enemy flight. So we can only do it once, so our other flights, well, Saint up there, what is he, F-16, what range does he have? Let's look at the aircraft. Yeah, so just looking at the radar range, that's what's in that black box. So Saint is the F-16, he's got a 16. Yeah, so you'll actually be able to have a go there. While Weasel's only got 14, and of course the F-15's got a 25. Now, F-16's got the TS as well. However, the Wild Weasel's got limited look down. So, looks to me like both the F-16 and the F-15 have got that tri-wheel scan, so they can actually try it twice. Okay, so right, going back to the map now, let's have a look at where we're at. So, yeah, we've only got 2 flights that are undetected, this one and the one up top. So, Cobra has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's within 13 hexes. So he's actually not getting the -1 for being over 20 either. Okay, so we're going to roll on the F-15 radar detection chart. And hang on, aircraft radar searches. So there's not a minus for being in range. -1 target in different altitude band. I'm probably sure that. We're going from high to deck. No, high to low. Oh, good. I'm glad he's not at deck, then that would have been worse. So high to low, so we've got a -1 for that. Target at deck, no. Target at deck. Searching flight and beam arc of target. No, we're in his front arc. Searching flight and beam arc of target. Yeah, we're in his front arc. We're facing them head on. So we're not getting that -2 either. No chaff corridor. So we've got a -1 for the different altitude band. And we only needed a 10, so, well, we need an 11 or better. And we get 2 shots at this. I think this is quite important, because we want to be able to see that guy. So, here we go, roll first. I rolled 19 on my first roll, so bingo. So we get detection on that guy. Hang on, Grant. Hang on. He was sitting in a mountain there. This is radar detection. No, it's not. It's not a line of... Do you need line of sight? Both players may make an additional detection attempt for each enemy flight within range and the forward arc of a non-distorted radar equipped friendly flight. Look down may prohibit radar search. So look down would mean, there's no look down restrictions for the F-15 anyway, but I think it would maybe matter different height, different altitude bands and the likes. CDCs for aircraft radar ranges and modifiers, choose an eligible flight. No, there's nothing, we didn't need to have a line of sight or anything like that. I'm not so sure if we don't have line of sight anyway. think the fact that he's at low altitude over the mountains is fine. I think if he was... Well, I want to say if he was at low altitude behind the mountains, we would probably be able to still see him as well. I think it's if he was at deck. For instance, this guy here. This guy here who's at deck and he's behind all these mountains, I don't think we can see him. But I don't know, we're at high altitude as well, so I mean, could we be looking down? I don't know, but anyway, that's irrelevant. So we've got him detected, so that's good. So we can have a go with this guy up here as well. The F-16 saying as it's got a range of 16. We'd prefer it to be under 14 because that gives a -1 to 14. I'm pretty sure we're getting that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so it's not greater than 14, so we won't get the -1 for that. Different altitude band. We're at low, he's at low, so no we won't. And he's not at deck. Certain flight and beam arc. I think that's still the front arc, forward arc, because it comes out from there. It goes right along that spine of that hex row there. So yeah, that is inside his front arc. So that's what I'm seeing there anyway. So I don't think it's getting a modifier for that either. So no modifiers at all. Now this is going to roll on a different column probably. Oh no, it's not. It's the same column. F-16C. Yeah. So again, well, this time we need a 10. We just need a 10. So there's no modifiers. And we've got the trackable scan, so we can do this twice. No need though. I get a 16. So he is now detected as well. Okay. Well, that's good. That went well. And as John Brown had reminded me, they cannot do any radar checks. It seems a bit harsh, that one, but I guess it's just because we don't know. I mean, this one here could be a MiG-29 with a radar range of 12. But it could just as easily be the fish bed with a radar range of 4, or it could even just be a dummy. So we may be finding out shortly. Right, so detection all done. Movement. Okay, now we're going to get down to something now, aren't we? Roll to determine initiative. So we will do that. 1 to 6, it's NATO. I'd like the initiative here, I think. He might, yeah. Okay, here we go. Roll to 3, that's good, isn't that? 1 to 6 is NATO, so it is us. Draw initiative chits. Right, sorry, phone call. And I have no idea where it was. I rolled for initiative, we won it. Did I draw a chit yet? No, I think that's what I was doing. Right, yeah, that's what I was doing when the phone rang. Yeah, so I'm going to draw a chit. NATO's got the initiative. So here we go. Oh, it's on the small side. I thought, no, it's a 1. Well, if it'd be on the large side, we may be getting a 0. Right, so, well, only a 1. Okay, I can put that away. So what's the more important bit to try and deal with just now? Let's leave that over there. Actually, I'll take it off the map because I left one on the map there once before, but I don't want to chuck it away just yet in case I get dragged away and don't get back for a bit or something, forget what I'm doing. Right, so our options are, I think, well, either one of these bombing flights moving into range. Now, hang on, they're at low altitude now. Yeah, that's the thing. I dropped them down. I don't want them a dash throttle when I get to within 2, do I? Yeah. So the Wild Weasel would have a movement of 3. They've both got a movement of 3. Well, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered, Grant, because even at medium altitude, their movement's 3 anyway. So 1, 2, 3. It only poises me to at my initial point. I mean, unless if I do hit dash throttle, I could make the launch and attack, but it's giving us that extra. Right, play a red card. I should need 2 and 3, I think. It gives us an extra. No, it's not. It's for them attacking us, I think. Yeah, if we were at medium altitude, we would have got a -2, so that's why we dropped to low altitude. But I think it's them firing back at us. I think it gives them a better modifier. SAM attack. Altitude modifier. Well, the altitude modifier is on the actual SAM card, isn't it? We went to low, yeah, we stayed at medium for that, we'd have got -3, but it's a -1 at low. But the one that bothers me is... Where is that? 1 range per hex. No, it's not that. Partial acquisition. That's true, they've got... Oh, no, Grant. No. These are infrared. I wonder if that... It says if it's got a partial acquisition. Oh, or an infrared SAM attack. Yeah. So that is a -1. What's the one I'm thinking of? Dash throttle. There's something about dash throttle. Is it the defense roll? I bet it's the defense roll. Yeah, it is. And this is a number we want to have high. There's a -1 to if it's an infrared SAM versus a target at dash throttle. However, there's a +3 to being an infrared SAM. I wonder if we could just bear that. And go to... Right, where's the other guy? Is the other guy able to get him within range? I don't think he is he? 1, 2, 3... No, even if he moves the 4 at dash, he's still only within 3. So our decisions are, do we do this, put it into dash throttle and have a go at that SA-13? Or the other thing is, once we move 1, 2, 3, 4, once we move in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no. That's not going to be within 7. But our Cobra flight could have a go at the Delta flight here. I'm not sure which is better. What I think I need to know is 1, 2, 3. I move 3 movement points to there. That's my initial point, and then I move my 4th movement point into there and fire, I think. Now, who fires first? I think that's what I want to know. Give me a sec. Okay, just while I'm looking at the bot SAM actions table, I noticed that I should have noticed that when I read regular SAM attacks only, no salvos. Let's see if I can just chuck this in here. So regular SAM attacks only, no salvos, but it's got roll 1d10 before long range SAM attack, odd attack, even no attack, and that's the one that shows that's on the other chart here. That's the one I was talking about. This long range. That's here, long range. And there's modifiers for that long range, -1 per hex. So I guess because you're getting, if you were at range 10 there with the SA-11, then my thinking of that means that's an extra -3. So I guess that's why you roll a dice to see if it's worthy of an attack or not. Anyway, that's not really what we're trying to find there, Grant. That. It says Sams will attempt to fire at moving enemy flights as soon as possible. But I suppose I just need to... So as soon as possible, we just need to find the Sam attack situation and see what it says. Okay, so look in page 26, 15.3 Sam attacks. Sam units may fire at enemy flights up to their attack range. So with this SA-13, the range is 2. Sam fire prerequisite. Sam units may only fire at flights during the movement phase, following the target's expenditure of a movement point, or immediately after it is scattered or performs SAM avoidance. Resolve SAM attacks after all AAA attacks have been resolved. Yeah, you know what? Something else I need to look at. It's going to just break into my thought process with a little. Grant, should you be doing this now? Let me stick with this just now. SAMs may only fire at acquired flights, exceptions, infrared SAMs. Resolve a SAM attack, poor rolls 2 die. What I think you can see what I'm struggling with here is, I mean, do we get to do all this at once? Because as soon as I move into there, I'm 2 hexes away. I'm then within range to fire my EOGM missiles, and he's within range. Does all that happen? Does all that happen together? Or is there somebody that gets to get in the first hit? I don't really know that I'm seeing that. Well, hang on, maybe I should look for my air-to-ground attack rules first and see if it says anything in there. Because I know there's a modifier to if you've got a possible hit, isn't there? Right, okay, I'll look at that in a sec. But what I remembered there was, and I'll go and look this up now, and I might be being stupid here, but see these here with the white AAA, and there's one here that's got white AAA. Well, we just move flights all through them. Warsaw Pact flights just moved right through them, and I remember reading the rules that these flak didn't differentiate between enemy and friendly flights. So my guess is it's the same for the NATO player, and I don't know if they've. Well, yeah, that guy would have went through that. That guy would have went through that. Fritzler. There, so he's went through this. Now, should he have been checked there, or am I being silly? Because I never really took that into consideration. So, well, let's try and find out about that first, Grant. Yeah, I'm still not sure of this, and I'm sure there's a terrain key on the map, which is kind of like hidden because I've got the map folded over, which might give me... I know it talks about in the ground planning phase, the Warsaw Pact player may receive AAA points. These can be spent to upgrade printed AAA or purchase additional AAA concentrations. So what that I think means is moving this from a light to a medium, and I think you would put a counter on it. I mean some of them have medium, in there. But then I'm reading that further down that AA concentrations are either active or inactive. The player chooses when to activate AA. So there must be something that tells me about if these are active or if I get to choose. Because if you're going through friendly ones, you're not going to activate them. Are you? Because I know you can do that. I know if I had if I had a wee counter like them, if I had a flak here and it was switched off, then I could move through it without any fear of anything. But if anything moved, any other flight moved towards it, I can choose to activate it when they move adjacent to it. So, well, I mean, I don't know where I'm going to find this, really. The thing is, if it is the case that I should have been doing checks there, it kind of feels a bit daft to be checking as you're moving over your own airfields for AA fire. So maybe it's only relevant to the ones that have got an active side and an inactive side. Well, you know what? I've just put the video part 2 out there. So my guess is that somebody, if I am getting that wrong, somebody's going to spot that and say, "Oh, Grant, you should have been checking. You should have been checking for AA flak there." But I don't really know where else to look for this to see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fact they've got that in that must be something. Is it just the case that maybe they ones only affect the opposing flights, whereas when you put one on the map, that doesn't differentiate between enemy and friendly flights? Well, I'm sure it definitely says that it can hit your own flights. I definitely read that, didn't I? Yeah, roll a barrage attack on a flight, whether friendly or enemy, detected or undetected, immediately each time the following applies. And this is for an active AAA concentration, projecting a flat barrage zone into its hex and all adjacent hexes. I'm not sure if that's what that is. If it's an active AA concentration or not. It seems a bit daft though, because I mean, hang on, Grant. These are airfields that we're going to go and land in. So surely we can't get shot at as we're coming into land. Okay, I think I'm missing something obvious there, as per usual. So, if I don't get around to finding out what all that's about, then somebody could maybe clear it up by just saying, "Grant, you're being daft. That is only going to affect opposing flights." It's just the fact that I know that'll shoot at Warsaw Pact flights, because it says it. It says it was whether friendly or enemy, detected or undetected. It's going to you're going to roll on the barrage attack table. Okay, right. Well, we'll just hope that we've got. Well, I don't know. That our thinking is right, and these are friendly, and the other ones are not. I would surely tell you in that part. I'm looking at a row 14 anti-aircraft artillery. I'll leave that with you guys. Okay, so now where was I back to? Yeah, I was going to look at our ground attacks then and see if it tells us there. Hang on. Okay, I think this is answering my question here. I'm looking page 31, 17.2 bomb runs. So here we go. To attack, the flight must first complete a bomb run. The flight starts its bomb run at an initial point, which is an IP, which can be any hex on the map. Any hex on the map. Okay. Announce the bomb run is starting, and it says any hex on the map. Let me just step back there and say that for our EOGMs, we need to be the IP is 3 hexes from the target, and the actual attack is 1 or 2 hexes from the target. So, yeah, so there's that. It's not just any hex on the map. But I think it's just saying it could be any hex on the map. Announce the bomb run starting and the targets in the hex being attacked. Then move the flight from the IP directly toward the target hex without turning. When the flight reaches the target hex, or the hex from which the attack on the target hex is made, which remember we can be 0, 1 or 2 hexes away, and after all AAA SAM attacks have been resolved, the attack takes place. Okay. So that does mean that we would do the SAM attack first. I don't think there's any way I can avoid that then. No. Okay. Right, well, you know what, we might make mistakes. I don't like making mistakes, but we might. And I did kind of feel like going into this, certainly in part 1, but that's because I hadn't read up a lot of rules, that I might have to redo this scenario. And if it all goes horribly wrong, I will do. I mean, I didn't redo the first scenario. Right, I'm going to spoil our things if I say any more. But I guess if you're watching this one, you probably watched the first one. And I think I maybe spoke about it before, but there was no major, well, there probably was some mistakes made, but there was no major things that needed me to redo it, shall we say, I don't think. And up to now, we've not had anything there. Well, you've hardly done anything, Grant. It's just I feel like this is where things might go wrong. Right, okay, I'm going to assume that they are going to get to attack us first, because it does say they are. I think it was just one of the modifiers talked about the possibility of being a SAM hit. Okay. Well, let's go through the procedure and then we can check how the SAM goes about attacking us and see what happens. So I have one initiative here, one flight I can move. And I would have to go in a dash throttle as well, like I've said, which is giving me a slight negative there as well. But I think I kind of want to do this. You know what? Let's just go and do it. So Vegas flight, he's going to go to dash throttle. He's at low altitude, so he's got a movement. He's laid in. He's got a movement of 4. So we're going to go 1. Free turn, 2 free turn, and then yeah, so then I'm going to move in here. I don't know how what the procedure is here. Well, I need that counter anyway, don't I? That was just a wee. Right, hang on. Okay, eventually found it. Bomb and run. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Right, so and then my third movement point is moving into there, and that's where, well, like I say, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm meant to put that in. Now we're on the spine of the hex here, but I think it's fine. We're still within 3, so that would be our third movement point. That's us starting a bomb and run. Now we're still at low altitude. And then our final movement point, remember we're at dash throttle, is to move in there. And now we've spent a movement point. We're in the movement phase, so this can attack us. And well, we want to launch. We want to launch our EOGM from there. So going by how that said that we need to resolve the SAM stuff first, I'm going to look at that. That's how I'm going to do it, right? So let's get that looked at. Okay, so yeah, we read this already. So I'm in SAM attacks here, 15.3 on page 26. 15.31 SAM fire prerequisites. I read this already, but just to, SAM units may only fire at flights during the movement phase. And it says resolve SAM attacks after all AAA attacks have been resolved. So you know where I was saying about we want to do a bombing run here, and it said you need to resolve SAM and AAA fire first. So, and that's telling you that you would do AAA fire before we would do the SAM. So there's no AAA fire, because although this SAM unit does have organic AAA, excuse me, it's in the actual hex, and we're not actually in the hex. We're 2 away from it. Okay, so and it's within range. I've got the card here, so we are within range 2, so it can fire. Now it doesn't need to acquire us because it's infrared. We are undetected, which I don't think matters. Sounds we only fire at acquired flights. No, that's a point. I mean, we're undetected. Does it matter? Well, it's not. I've not seen any talk of. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay, I wasn't sure. There was no talk about whether the flight was undetected or detected. Somebody had asked a question on BGG, and in fact it was regarding an infrared SAM attack on an undetected flight, and the answer came back was yes. In fact, any SAM can attack an undetected flight. So, okay, we'll move on with that. So, resolving the attack. They're not going to do the salvo, we've already decided on that. So we're going to roll 2 dice and apply the attack modifiers indicated. Right, so I think we've looked at this already, but I'll get this chart out and we'll have a look. Okay, so this SAM attack. The altitude modifier is yeah, well, I'm gonna bring the card down there. There we go. Altitude. We're at low altitude, and it's at range 2, so there's a -1 there. Long range per hex, right? We're not at long range. Well, actually, right. The reference under. I'm just going to look up there. Long range is 2. No, now I'm confused. Then I figured that, you know, between these other ones within that range, it was classed as long range, but this is still showing long range at 2. So my guess is if we were at range 1 or 0, this wouldn't apply, but this looks like this is applying then. It says long range per hex, -1 long range per hex. Does that mean there's another -2 in there? Because we are at long range, which is 2. Long range. I wonder if I find anything by searching up long range. Give me a sec. Okay, excellent. Somebody asked a question, and the designer actually confirmed. The designer of the actual game, Douglas Bush, is it? Hang on, better. Yeah, yeah, Douglas Bush, he confirmed as well. So it's always good when you see the designer actually answer. And the guy's question was, now he's mentioned the Patriot in his question, and basically asking how if it's between 17 and 20, so at long range. So if it was 17, does it get a -1? And up to, if it was 20, it would get -4. And basically the answer to that part was yes. He also added a single digit number, and he's mentioned the Chaparral here, which is exactly the same as the one we were looking at, the SA13. And you know, I said it would be -2, but he's actually reading that as it would be a -1 because we're at 2 range, and there is only one reference to 2. Hang on. How does the long range modifier work with a single digit value like the Chaparral? Is that Sam getting a -1 DRM at range 2 from the target? And yeah, both the answers are correct, what he states. So that's good. So he is getting an actual -1 for that. However, that brings in the fact that, and I'm glad I had noticed that on here, and I already showed you this, I think. If I can find it again. Here. It says roll 1d10 before long range SAM attack. Odd it'll attack, and even it'll not attack. So I'm going to have to roll a dice here, and they might not even make this attack. Movement phase, SAM action. SAMs will attempt to fire at moving enemy flights as soon as possible. All SAM ROE is rules of engagement limit supply, I think. Priority of attack type, normal attack, infrared tracking, wait a minute. Well, yeah, the EO tracking is maximum range 4. Lock on after launch. It's when they're switched off, isn't it? Hang on, this is infrared. And then regular SAM attacks, but then we would roll if it was at long range. I'm concerned about that EO tracking again. Because they've... hang on, or was it the SA11 that's got that? Oh, it is. It's the SA11. Right, we don't need to worry about that. The SA13 has only got... the only note it's got is it's mobile, and... which means it can move, I guess. But I think that happens in the... I don't know. I think it may not even do it in the solo game, I don't think. So it does look like we're going to roll for this. Roll 1d10 before long range SAM attack. Odd equals attack, even equals no attack. I'm going to do that. So if we get even here, he won't even be attacking. So let's roll here and see what we get. I've rolled a 9, so it's odd. So he is going to do it. Fair enough. Hopefully I've got that right. Let me know if I'm not. Let me know if I'm not getting anything right. So we got odd. So he is going to carry on this attack. So I can take that away because, that was me wondering if it was going to happen. So we can move back to this. So like we said, the altitude modifier is a -1. The long range per hex modifier, I guess it's because it says per hex there. That's the confusing part. And it's got a 2 as a long range. Anyway, it's been confirmed that would be a -1 as well. So we've got a -2. And then we've got partial acquisition or infrared SAM attack. This is an infrared SAM attack, so that's a -1 again. So that's -3. And then The salvo fire they're not doing. And then infrared SAM attack from forward hemisphere. So I think that one, that one applies as well. They're firing there. So it's in our forward hemisphere. Like I had sort of said, if I was like over here right now, facing the other way, then that would be in our rear hemisphere. Please let me know if I've got that one wrong as well, as I'm not very good with all these arcs and hemispheres, and just sometimes the way they're worded, I think it's the opposite from what it actually is. So I think that's another -1. So this is pretty good. Although if it just rolled even there, it wouldn't even be doing it. So -1, -2, -3, -4 I'm getting for this. So we're going to roll, and yeah, okay. Right, I'm going to roll 2 dice here. And we're getting a -4. I've only rolled 6. So the result is 2. And that is definitely less than or equal to 11. So the result is a miss and it's no effect. Now, I was just thinking ahead there before I rolled that dice. So it's not a possible hit. But if it had been a possible hit, it says if the result is possible hit, the defending player rolls 2 dice on the SAM defense table and applies defense modifiers. Results are as follows. Let me see. So that would have been on this table here. So it looks like I would have been doing all this before carrying out my attack. It's just what's bothering me is the bit that I read somewhere that there's a modifier to us when we're attacking. No, in fact, is that not in the other chart? No, it's not 5. Is it 3? Let me see if I can find this quickly. Hang on. Yeah, this is it here. So, and we're carrying it. It's an EOGM attack that we're doing. So these would be the modifiers, and it's just this modifier here. SAM attack possible hit result during bomb run. It can. Well, maybe it's saying that if we did get a possible hit, we've already dealt with a hit. Because I'm assuming we would have had to resolve all that attack. We would have to roll in defense, and let's just say, the possible hit result would have us rolling on this defense, and then we would maybe get SAM damage, and then, to be honest, we might have even been shot down. In worst case scenario, out of all this, we would have been shot down. So, I suppose a big question there is, do we do this, what's the word again? At the same time. There's a word, isn't there? Grant rubbish in his English again. I cannot for the life of me think of the word. But, we do we do this all together at once? So, although this is shot down, I can look at he's carrying out his missile launch as well to find out if we actually destroy the SAM, and then we resolve it as this and that. And I suppose it's just that part there that's, I don't know, making me. That could give you that -2 modifier if within our bomb run there had been a possible hit. Or it could mean that we're only at that stage. We're only at that stage in here. We've not rolled on the SAM defense yet, but there is a possible hit. But it doesn't really kind of tell you that, does it, Grant? It says, if the result is possible hit, defender player rolls 2 dice in the SAM defense table and applies defense modifiers. Results are as follows. And then if the result of the attack is roll Sam, sorry, I probably should be showing you that one for that. If the result of the attack is roll Sam damage up the top, we then go to the Sam damage table, and then we could end up with a shot down result. After resolving the attack, mark the SAM unit with a SAM launch marker. The flight may continue movement if it has movement points remaining. Nah, okay. I don't know. I don't know if I've got to resolve that first, and then if I'm still alive, I can then carry out my bombing mission, or if it all happens as one, and I can't think of that word. Okay, right. Probably gonna have to. That's a bad time to take a pause, Grant, isn't it? I think it probably is. Well, 51 minutes gone by, and we've not done an awful lot. We've moved one flight, and well, we're making an attack. I don't know if I can. I need to know some answers to this, I think. Well, hang on. No, I don't do that because they missed. Yeah, they're not going to do anything to us. So I still need the answers. I still need somebody to tell me if I'm doing this right, if I need to resolve the actual damage done to my aircraft before it fires its missiles, or if it gets to do it at the... I wish I could remember that word. What is it? No, I can't get it. I paused and started thinking about it. I can't. I think you'll know the word and you know what I'm trying to say. Do they happen at the same time, or does this happen before this? You know. Okay. It's just that I'm kind of running out of time, but I don't want to. Well, you know what? I think I'll just pause my camera right now, and I'll take a break, and we'll definitely resolve this before I call it a part anyway, because we're 52 minutes. I don't mind putting out a part that's just done that one little bit. You know, my videos are going to be slow. I'm trying to be careful. I try to be careful, and the more that get out there, quicker that they get out there, the better chance I can catch mistakes and find out things that I'm getting wrong or whatever. So, but I will come back certainly. I've got a bit more time anyway before the end of the night, and we'll finish off this bombing run at least. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Cheers. Hi all, right back to finish this part 4, because I think we're almost at an hour now with the video. I've been away for a few hours. Yeah, probably the last bit I'm going to get done tonight actually. I was away for a wee bit longer than I thought I was going to be. So yeah, it looks like this part's all going to be about just one flight making a move. That's all we've done, isn't it? We got an initiative. We drew one initiative chit. So yeah, it looks like I need a procedure to maybe mark what flights have been moved. I mean, I could just put a little cube on that, I suppose, of sorts, to say that that one's been moved this turn. That probably kind of makes some sense, doesn't it? Well, okay, I'll maybe do that before we finish up here. Right, so we went through, we done the check. He made an attempt to attack us. Sam attack, right, it's over the other side, is it? Yeah, that's right, we got a Sam attack against us and it was a miss. Now, actually, does he still get the Sam launch marker then? I think he should, even if it was a miss. Sam attack 15.32. Possible hit or miss result. If the result is possible hit, defending player rolls 2. Right, hang on. If the result is miss, does it not give me that somewhere? Miss. The attack is negated by the flight's defensive tactics. The SAM attack misses. Well, that's the result we got. I'm just wondering about the Sam launched. Is he? I'm assuming he's still launched the missile, isn't he? However, maybe not. Sam launch. Right, let me pause and have a look. Okay, hang on. I'm hunting about here to try and find this. I think I'm jumping past something. Let me show you what I'm reading here. Yeah, so I'm looking at resolving SAM attacks. This is on page 27, 15.32. And right, like I said, we ended up with a miss. So the attack is negated by the flight's defensive tactics. The SAM attack misses. However, I've done my usual and maybe just stopped reading there, but I should have read on. So if the result of the attack is roll SAM damage, roll 1 die, I guess it's because this wasn't the result. Use the damage allocation table to allocate any damage, cripple, shot down, also conduct any post-combat procedures as applicable. After resolving the attack, mark the SAM unit with a SAM launch marker. The flight may continue movement if it has MP remaining. So, yeah, I think it's getting marked with that, isn't it? Yeah, because we got a miss result which says that attack is negated by the flight's defensive tactics. The SAM attack misses, but I guess it's still launched its missile and it's just missed. And oh yeah, that just what I was thinking there was about the ammo. Now I know we're not tracking ammo, but just to kind of see that if a missile has been shot here, I think that's what I'm like sort of doubting. Have we actually been shot at, or have we managed to stop it from shooting? That makes no sense, Grant. It's shot a missile, innit? SAM units have a variable number of shots based on their type. Each regular attack uses a 1 shot, a salvo uses 2 shots. SAM unit that has fired all of its shots is depleted and may be marked with a SAM no ammo marker. Depleted SAM units, yeah, it's not really telling us anything, is it? I mean, they don't track ammo in the solo side of things anyway. And dark blue defection, is that right? Yeah, and the scenarios we're doing, they don't track ammo. But yeah, I'm going to have to say that, yeah, they missed us. They fired, but they missed. So we are going to get to mark that with a SAM launch marker. Now, I'm saying all this, and you know what? This SAM launch marker might mean nothing. I'm not so sure though. I get the feeling that does do something. So it might be a negative modifier come the time when we're going to resolve this attack, maybe. Or I'm pretty sure I've read something somewhere, haven't I? I've definitely came across something. Yeah. Is it acquisition? Right. Well, no. Right. Hang on. Okay, so SAM launch, I'm going to say that this SC13 has, again, I'll put it at the side a bit. I mean, until things get really cluttered and I need to put them on top, I'd rather just put it in the adjacent X roundabout. It's pretty straightforward what we're talking about there. It's not, I mean, obviously if there was another SAM unit here or here, then I'd need to do something different, but there's not, so we can get away with that. Okay, so we've got SAM launch marker. Now we can carry on with our attack then. So now I need to find air to ground attacks and yeah, give me a second. Right, I've done the thing that frustrates me most about this recording the video. I thought I was recording and I was actually on pause. You know what, I think I was blathering away for about 5 minutes there. Maybe even longer, to be honest. And then I looked up and I thought, I'm on pause. Oh no. So maybe that saved you some. But some of the things I was talking about there was quite, well, I found it quite interesting. Okay, so I think I left it with, I just checked back there, looking at our air-to-ground attacks, and yeah, initially I started looking into this. This is our bomb run. I did mention the fact that we can't have a free turn at the end. It's horrible going over these things when I've just already said it. I know you've not heard it, but it's just me sort of yakking away, really. Let's just jump in. So this is our air-to-ground attack table. And these are our modifiers. It's our EOGM missiles that we're firing. And I say missiles because I finally go through all this and realise that, so I suppose this is worth kind of mentioning. Both our bomber flights have 2 strikes and 2 EOGMs. The 2 strikes are in the aircrafts 1 and 2, and the EOGMs are in aircrafts 3 and 4. So you've got to keep in mind that if anything happens to any of the aircraft, you're probably going to have not be able to have the use of the missiles. And the reason I'm saying that was, my intention at first was just to fire 1 EOGM missile. Well, I should have spoke about this first, because I mentioned this as well. Sorry, I'm going over things that I've just spoke about, so it's difficult. Here's the EOGM column that we're looking at. And these are our strike. These would be our strikes. That's a column you would use for that. But we're not. We're using the EOGM. So, and these are the result attack results number that you would get for each. But if I could fire 2 EOGMs here, because our flight has 2 EOGMs, and I'm actually going to do that. And I didn't think I was at first, but I've realised that it's more worthy. So with firing 2, I'm going to roll dice twice on this. For these numbers over here, this is a bombing strength. So your bombing strength adds all up. Say you've got two aircraft with 4 bombing strength each. You would add it up to 8, and you would look down that column, and you would just roll the dice once. But because it's a separate missile, and the same with the ARM, the ARM missiles, when it comes to our strikes, we can fire 1 and just roll down that column once, or we could fire 2 and roll down it, roll it twice. And these numbers are the attack numbers at the end, and these are separate counters that get put on. So if I roll twice and I get a 1 and I get a 3, then it's 2 separate counters that go on this, a 3 and then a 1, and then we get to. Well, we move on to the next part to see what happens with these numbers. Again, probably more dice rolling, modifiers, and etc. So yeah, and then I just looked back and I thought, I think it's been kind of worked out. It's been set up in a way that, they've designed these scenarios to bring you into the game, and well, not just that, but to have fun and try and make it fair. You're against a bot here that's not making any, maybe sometimes not making clever decisions, but that's what bots are. They're going to sit there, and it's not a terribly complex AI in this game, but it does the job, I think, so which is good. So this is our F-16 Falcon, and he's got 2 of each weapon as well, and so is Vegas down here, the Wild Weasel. So, but we've only got 2 SA-13s and 1 SA-11. And if you think about it, we've got 4 weapons that could target these. And now, is that the case? Or, well, actually, that is a thing. The EOGMs could target that. It's just that the Shrikes can't target these. So I suppose there is a possibility to want to hope, but not really, because there's 2 of these. So surely we fire 2 missiles on here, 2 missiles on here, then we've still got 4 Shrikes to be able to fire on there. So I think both these attacks on the SA-13s should use both the EOGMs. So I'm going to go with that. And if it's wrong, then I'll find out, no doubt. Okay, so we're going to fire both our EOGM missiles. Okay, and we've got some modifiers. And just looking at the result that we need there, we want at least a 7. Okay, there's some modifications that are going to come in. And ideally, you want to get down to the 2 and 3 numbers to probably do something. But remember, we're going to roll on this twice as well. So we want at least 2 7s when we roll. And preferably better than that. So what are the modifiers? Right, haze mist conditions. No. EOGM attack from medium. Well, we made sure that we weren't going to be getting that one. We looked into it. We're at low altitude, so we're okay with that. So no. AA modifiers. Right, I wondered about this one at first. And then after reading into things, I got to understand that there's certain AAs that have numbers in brackets that modify, that will give a -1 or -2 maybe to this attack because it's AA roundabout. We don't have any of that. Okay. SAM attack possible hit result during bomb run. And this is the one that I suppose if they had hit us, we would be sitting with that. But again, I'm kind of looking for confirmation, clarification that I'm doing this right, and that the SAM attack should happen before our bombing attack, or should they happen together? Still can't think of the word. Should they happen both at the same time? Somebody's going to tell me the word. I know you're going to tell me it. It's not a difficult word as well. It's just it won't pop into my head. So that's not applying anyway. +1 good contrast conditions. I think I spoke about that. That's to do with weather. -3 EOGM attack on target profile A. They've got the profiles up there. This is an SA13. I think it's no, that's not that one, Grant. That's the other chart. I think it's a B. It's on this chart, I think. SA13 profile is a B. Okay? So it's not an A. Because the A is the toughest one to get. So we're not going, and it just specifies A. It doesn't talk about B's on it. So no, they are attack at night, no, and Warsaw Pact attack, no, it's not. So with no modifiers at all, okay, well let's just do this then. So we're going to fire twice with both EOGMs, and we're wanting, this is 2 dice, and we're wanting a 7 or greater on both rolls, so fingers crossed here. Right, okay, so here's the first one. Now I've got 11, okay, that'll do. 11 is a 2. Okay, not bad, but I'd like to see a 3 as well, maybe. So I'll get one of these 2 markers there, and I'll put that on the SAM, and we'll get another one. So I'm going to roll again. Bit better, 15. 15 is, it's not 4. I'm looking in the wrong column. It's a 3. Well, I did say I wanted a 3 as well, so I've got a 2 and a 3. That sounds pretty good. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, I thought about putting these at the side, because I hate putting things on top, but it's getting kind of... So I've got a 2 and a 3, you might be able to see the 3 underneath there. So because they're separate counters, we don't just clump them together and turn it into a 5. Well, that's what doing. You can get a 5. You can only get up to 4. So okay. So what happens next? Yeah, what does happen next, Grant? Okay. Well, I suppose I should have looked at this bit first. Resolving attacks, determine attack column. We've done all that. Flights with bomb ordnance, individual aircraft, and you add it all up. For PGM attacks. Yeah, that's what guided missiles, maybe? Is it precision guided missile attacks? It's kind of everything that's not really a bomb. Declare which individual aircraft in the flight are attacking, how many PGM shots each aircraft is expending. Well, yeah, that's true. I suppose if I was only firing one EOGM, I should have decided which one was doing it. Well, there's Vegas there. So it's fired both EOGM, but I suppose if I was firing one, I should have said, is it aircraft 3 or aircraft 4? So while we're there, I'm just going to mark them both off. So EOGM there and there. So that's us out of them. But we do still have our 2 strikes. And remember, Grant, you've got your radar home missile for. So that's just done that, and yeah, it says there update flight logs. So attack roll. So we've done that. Dash result is a miss. Well, we didn't get that. We got a 2 and a 3, and it says if more than one attack is made on a target, place a separate marker for each attack. Do not add them. Roll for damage resolution at the appropriate time. Right. So this is sort of a bit that was a bit. So that's 18.1. So we've done everything there. Radar shutdowns. Yeah, that's for the arms. That's not happening. Right, sorry, I'm just flipping over here to find 18.1. There it is. There, ground target damage. Now is there a chart here that I'll need to look for? Damage rolls. There must be. Yeah, damage table. Right, well, I'll get to that in a second. In fact, I can just wait there and we'll move across. So, yeah, there's a bit of difference here. It tells you here, this is on page 36. Damage rolls, 18.1. Damage resolution for target is rolled in the following circumstances. Roll immediately for damage to AA concentrations, radar AA, mobile AA, SAM units, EWR, and flights on the ground. So we're attacking a SAM unit, so we will roll immediately for that. But for all other targets, you roll damage resolution in the bomb damage assessment phase at the end of the scenario. So if you're targeting some kind of ground target, right, whatever it might be, then you're not actually going to know how you've done until the end of the scenario, which is quite interesting, and it makes some kind of sense. You know, you're in an aircraft, you dropped your bombs, you might see an explosion, but, you know, it could be anything. How bad is the damage? You don't know, and you're going to find out later. So it keeps that wee bit suspense to how well you've done in this scenario. However, this scenario is attacking a SAM, is all about attacking SAM units. So we will roll immediately for that. And we need to roll immediately because if we don't and we move again, that SAM unit could attack us again, but it could be that it's destroyed. So we need to know now. It's going to affect things. Whereas if it was a ground target that isn't really, they're sort of abstracted in this game. Well, maybe not. They're on the ground. They're doing other things. They're not really dealing with stuff up in the air and whatever, you know. So they're not relevant to that. So we can wait and find out later. So okay. So we're going to do that now, because we do it immediately. Resolving damage, 18.2. Roll 2 dice for each success marker. So we've got 2 success markers. And cross-reference with the column on the damage table corresponding to the attack's success value. The results are as follows. No effect, slight damage. I won't go into them just yet. We're going to go across to that. Heavy damage, total destruction. Yeah, that's what we want, some total destruction. So let's check it. Oops. Right, sorry. I was doing so well there. Right. Well, you've got to have the drop of the camera every once in a while, haven't you? I was just about to pause and move it across as well. All professional like. Right, we're on the damage table. So yeah, here we are. So success value. Yeah, so our success value is a 1, 2, 3, or 4. We've got a 2 and a 3. So we're going to roll 2 dice on this column first, and then roll 2 dice on this column, and then we're going to see what we don't want is these NEs turning up. Now, I don't think there's modifiers to this. There is not. One thing to point out, though, is that one that down the bottom. Infrared SAMs, slight results on infrared SAMs are treated as no effect. So not only do we not want these NEs, we don't want these S's as well. So we want to get down at the H's and the T's. Okay. Right, let's see if we can keep the dice rolling, because they've been pretty decent to us up to now. That's me blowing it now. So, for our 2 result, we're rolling on the 2 column. 2 dice, no modifiers. Here we go. 15. That sounds good. That sounds really good. 15 on the 2 column is an H. So it's not a total destruction. But an H result is heavy. AA concentration suppressed 2. Right, it's not an A. Radar equipped AA, SAM, or EWR damaged. Other targets heavy damage. Right. Heavy, AA concentration suppressed 2. Radar equipped AA / SAM / EWR damaged. Okay. Does that mean, right, it says heavy, so do we mark it with heavy damage? We've got heavy and slight. What does it say about the slight? Slight, A concentration suppress 1. Radar equipped A, SAM, EWR suppressed for 1d10. Other target slight damage. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I'm not clear on this, because other targets slight damage there, and then we've got other targets heavy damage. So that means it's not heavy, it must just be damage, not heavy damage. We've got heavy, nuke attack. We didn't do that. Slight. Is there not one that just says damage? Right, give me a sec. Okay, I'm looking through the counters, and we've got slight. Well, we got nuke attack, but that's not. I've got slight, I've got heavy, and I've got destroyed. I don't have damaged. I mean, this might just be a Grant thing again. Am I missing something? I don't mean they're all in the one sort of wee bit here, but there's definitely not ones that say just damaged. It's just the way it's worded, isn't it? I mean, you've either got suppression 1, you've either got suppression 1, you've got a dice roll of suppression, 1d10 worth of suppression, or slight damage. Here you've got suppression 2, damaged, or heavy damage. And here you've got suppression 3, destroyed, or destroyed. So this damaged, I don't know. I get the feeling that's not worded right, unless it is just a Grant thing. Right, give me a sec. I can't find any in BGG, so I thought it might have been something that was just maybe written in a way that somebody else had asked a question, but damage roll, resolve damage. Right, hang on. Maybe we should look at the rule book, Grant. What does it say up there then? Yeah, I never thought about that, did I? Heavy damage. Target is heavily damaged. Radar equipped AAA, EWR and SAM units are damaged and immediately shut down the radar for the remainder of the scenario. Damaged SAMs may not fire for the remainder of the scenario. AA concentrations are marked with suppression level 2. For a fight in the ground, 2 aircraft in the flight are considered shot down. There are no... Yeah, okay. So that's where I should have looked. Because remember, these charts are compressed to like only, to be able to fit so much information, Grant. You've got to remember that. Okay, fair enough. So we're damaged, so yeah, you would think there was a marker, because surely if it was heavy damage, I would be putting that marker on it, wouldn't I? Yeah. Somebody's going to point to me where the actual marker is that says damaged, and I'm going to look silly. I can't. Yeah, I would have thought it was one of these yellow ones in the bit, but anyway. Right, so, well, the great thing about that is damaged SAMs may not fire for the remainder of the scenario. Oh, and I'll tell you what, and we've not resolved our other hit yet, but just getting carried away with myself here. As for... Oh, well. Right, well, that doesn't clear things up for me then, so I'm gonna need to know something. I'll take these away just now. Because... Well, actually, no. Maybe that doesn't score us any points then. Because here's objectives. And you can see the only thing we're getting points for is heavily damaged. Well, hang on, Grant. I think this is heavy damage, isn't it? I'm just not quite grasping how it's meant to be, because let me take this. Well, just rather than take this away, you can see that for the SA13, I'm getting 3 points if it's heavily damaged. I'm getting 6 points if it's destroyed. There's nothing about damage or even slight damage. And then I started thinking, right, well, actually, no, they can't have slight damage anyway. So they're either heavily damaged or destroyed. And I think with that thought, that then tells me that this is actual heavy damage. Because the next result after that is T, which is destroyed, and it means it's destroyed. So that's got to be heavy damage. It's there. It's why does it say damage? Why, and then say other targets heavy damage? I think maybe that's a misprint. Maybe that should say heavy damaged, other targets heavy damage. I don't know, because there's some additional things like the SAM shuts down for the remainder of the scenario. Blah blah blah. You've got to look at that in the rules. Okay. I'm going to go with the fact that we do think this is heavy damaged. So I'm going to put that down here just now, and I'm going to take that 2 away, because we've dealt with that. And who knows, we might get a destroyed result here on the 3 anyway, and that'll be that. Okay, well, let's just check that. So on the 3, we need what? It would need to be a 16. No modifier, so we need a 16 or greater. I don't know, if we get another heavy damage, does that mean anything? Damage is not cumulative. The target is affected only by the highest damage level applied. Well, there you are. And yeah, okay. Right, let's roll. 16 or greater. Maybe. Oh, 14. That's about the same result again, isn't it? So on the 3 column, it's an H again, heavy again. Yeah. So we end up with the same result. So yeah, not bad. Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll shut it down, and we've scored 3 points. Obviously, shutting it down and scoring 6 points would be better, right? If I turn that over, no, it doesn't do nothing, does it? Oh, you know what I need? Well, maybe not. What does it say it's happened to it? Damaged SAMs may not fire for the remainder of the scenario. Immediately shut down their radar. Well, it's not got a radar. However, it does say damaged SAMs may not fire for the remainder of the scenario. Okay, we're going with that. So I'm going to put that on that. My guess I don't think I would need that anymore. You know what, I'll just leave it lying there just in case. Yeah, okay, well, tell me if I got any of that wrong. Now we've no more movement points left. We used up our movement points. I think I can take this away. That's that unit finished its move. So done a good job. Used up both its weapons. However, got heavy damage result. I think I would get heavy damage results on each of the 3 of them. I want to say it was 10 points we were looking for. Is that right? Was it 10 points? Mind you, you've got to subtract the Warsaw Pact points from our points as well, so. Yeah, so 3 heavy damage. Oh no, hang on. The SA11 to be heavy damage is 6 points. Right. We're getting more points for that. Good stuff. Okay. Right. I think I'll wrap this up now. I've not got any more time left tonight. It's pretty late. So, yeah, I know we only got 1 flight moved. I was going to get some counters. Hang on. Okay, just put a wee blue cube on Vegas there. Right, it's still at low altitude. And just to say he's moved. So there is still another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flights that haven't moved. I'll just put a wee blue cube on them again just to show. And I'll also chuck that out there in the middle to say that it's, well, maybe we should put it across their side. To say that it's Warsaw Pact's initiative next turn. Chuck my wee initiative chip back in the cup. And yeah, good to go. Right, what I'll have to do is look at that first bit of the footage here that I had the camera all messed up and make a wee cut adjustment. And but then I can upload part 4, so it's good. We've got to move in. We've got to move in at last. Let me know anything I'm getting wrong, and or any thoughts that you have. Yeah, just keep me right. So this is still turn 3 we're on. So we've got plenty of time. 12 turns. When you see it, we've got plenty of time. And next part, when we get a shot, I think Cobra might be having a go at this guy. And we might find Saint. No, I don't think he was able to get in range, was he? No. We used dash throttle again on Saint. Did I mark that off? I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Right, okay, I'll get away for now and put this together. And tomorrow, yeah, I might get another bit done tomorrow. That'll probably be it for a few days, but yeah, we'll do our best. And it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's tricky. It's, yeah, you can see when things are. You could see it getting more easier. Yeah, I think with any game it's probably the same. It's probably a bit of common sense that, Grant. But when you don't know what you're doing, you're lifting up player aids left, right, and centre, and you're not sure which one you're going for because there's like 5 different double, like four sides, 4 pages of player aids. You know, and a big rule book. And I'm also sometimes referring to the dark blue defection rule book so as well. And then occasionally looking at these, and then we're looking at cards, and you know, yeah, there's a lot to kind of keep on top of. But it's good. It makes it worthwhile when you see some things actually happening. So, well, hopefully we did get that right. But let me know about some of the questions I was asking there, and yeah, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with part 5. But I'll be back when I'm back. Okay, cheers now.